Hey y'all, it's your girl Jimmy and welcome back to my channel. This week's episode might have been the last ice ceremony, but it is not the end of the peak, and we're gonna keep these recaps coming. Last week's recap pissed off two of my cast members. They did not appreciate me telling y'all the truth. They had some words for me, and now I am pissed off, and they pissed off the wrong one. Because now I'm gonna tell y'all the entire truth. I am gonna share some stories about them that they might not want me to share. I also received a bunch of DMs spilling a lot of shady shit about them, so guess what? I'm also gonna share that. I have a lot of thoughts. You know what? I have extra thoughts, so make sure you have the wine. You know what? They messed with the wrong one. I am not the one, Sebastian. I am not the one. Before we get to the drama, let's get to the recap. It's ice ceremony. However, before we can send an ex home, we have to pick up another ex. This episode starts with people going to the peak, Magdalena, Adore, and Tierney. And finally, Tierney has an ex arriving. I know that y'all have been waiting for Tierney to have an ex all season. She's been waiting, and her ex, Amari, does not disappoint. Tierney and Amari have a long history. They have been off and on since high school, essentially. And Amari is coming back to get his girl. They broke up due to an Instagram photo. A lot of you are like, what was this Instagram photo? Apparently it was Amari at a strip club, and he decided to post the strippers on his gram, and Tierney thought it was disrespectful. I did confirm with Tierney it was, in fact, a strip club, and a strip club in Atlanta. And anyone that's ever went to a strip club in Atlanta knows that those are the best strip clubs. So I'm sure the picture was lit, and Tierney was not having it. I will come back to Tierney and Amari because I have a lot of thoughts about them, good and bad. But I will say this, I love Amari, and seeing Tierney with him there was a breath of fresh air for her. And they actually reminded me a lot of me in my high school, first boyfriend, just that energy, the vibe. So I was very, very in support of Team Tierney and Team Amari. Lademi is going through it in this house. She doesn't want Tyler, but she doesn't want Adore to have Tyler. And Lademi doesn't even want Tyler to be there. And so that she's now throwing a lot of shade at Tyler. So Lademi wants to ice out her ex. However, we've been in the chalet for a moment now. Friendships have formed, and even the singles feel an alliance to both Tyler and Lademi. So they are not going to jump on the ice out Tyler because that's what Lademi wants train. Lademi does not like this because, let's flash back a few episodes. When Nicole wanted to ice out Laurel, all the singles rallied around and did that for Nicole. They're now not showing Demi the same energy, and Demi's pissed off about it. I have mixed emotions here. If I was in Lademi's shoes, I would feel some type of way. Y'all iced out Callum's ex when he wanted her gone. You iced out Nicole's ex, but now you won't ice out mine. I get where Lademi's coming from. I see all sides. At the end of the day, if I was a single, if I had a vote, I would not have iced out Tyler. That is where I stand just because of my relationship with him. I'm not saying Lademi's right. I'm not saying Lademi's wrong. I'm saying I get that where she's coming from. And a lot of you, I've seen tweets thinking that Lademi has mean girl ways and that Lademi can be bitchy. And the thing is, yes, she can be bitchy, but she owns it. And I'm the type of person, if you own your bitchiness, if you're like, this is how I am, take it or leave it, then I vibe with it. So Lademi's attitude in the chalet never bothered me. In my mind, Lademi's been through so much with her transition and becoming the woman that she wants to be that I'm going to respect that woman. And that's my girl, so I stand by Lademi, even though I don't totally agree with her this episode. Marlon and Todd, my brother husbands. Todd plans this very sexy date with Marlon, and they set up the date, and Todd's giving Marlon a massage. It's getting all personal and cute. And Marlon's dumbass is gonna tell Todd mid-massage, yeah, I'm still feeling Demi. You're my priority, but I'm gonna keep my options open. And it's Marlon, why don't you wait till after your massage to tell Todd this? Because now your massage is canceled. You have pissed Todd off. And obviously I'm Team Marlon because I'm a loyal bitch and I stick with whoever I'm loyal to. But I would be mad if I was in Todd's shoes right now. You're telling me I'm your priority, but you're keeping your options open? That does not make sense to me. If I'm your priority, then you shouldn't have other options. If I'm your number one, then we don't need a 2, 3, a 4, and a 5. Spoiler alert, the fight that's coming between them next week that y'all saw on the preview was the biggest blow up in the chalet between an ex and a single. Let's get back to Tierney and Amari. Oh wait, should we talk about Allie and Niall? Fondue date? No, I don't care about that. Sorry, Allie, I'm just gonna say it like it is. I know a lot of you are over Allie talking 24/7, so let's just not talk about it this week. I will say the fondue was on point, and as soon as the date was over, my fat ass walked over there, picked up the fondue, and just so thank you, Niall, for making fondue for Allie, because I enjoyed it as well. So let's talk about what we want to talk about. Tierney and Amari get into the hot tub. And Amari's like, you know what, T, I'm here to figure shit out. And T was like, well, you came at a good time because I just ended things with someone in the house named Sam. Tierney then proceeds to say that her and Sam have not hooked up. It then flashes to them laying in the bed. You know, night vision cameras capture everything, and producers love using that footage. Is this foreshadowing that Tierney is going to get caught up? I don't know. Stay tuned. If I was in Tierney's shoes in that moment, I probably would have lied too. Like, I don't blame her for lying and not telling Amari the truth right then. Like, your ex is just getting in the house. You've been going through it with everybody. You just want to have something solid. I respect the lie, Tierney. Like, cheers to you. I would have lied too. Here's the issue. When you lie about things, you have to be able to protect those lies. And it's hard to protect a lie like that in a house full of people that talk a lot. You can't lie to this man as much as you want to and as much as I agree with you, because he's going to then move in a house with Sam. Sam's going to be smiling in his face, not knowing the truth. And as a man, Amari's not going to like it when he finds out. With that being said, I am Tierney and Amari's biggest fans. I love them together. I think out of all the people in the chalet, they have one of the realest pasts. It's real. They are the real deal. I know I've been hard on Tierney in these recaps. It's just because I see it how it is, and I'm going to call it how it is right now. And I think that you're finally seeing a side of Tierney that we all wanted to see all season. Also, I just appreciate her understanding that these recaps are simply that, just recaps. A lot of y'all take it way more serious than me and T. We are good. We're always good. Cheers to Tierney. I think that is the majority of the episode until we get to the ice ceremony. But before we get to the ice ceremony, another ex arrived. Adore had an ex come via the Sauna of Secrets. She gets a FaceTime call from this kid named Trenton, who is a super fan. Adore had a show in Michigan. Trenton weaseled his way to the front row and then caught Adora's eye, and they started a fan star relationship. Is there a name for that? Like when you date a fan besides dating a super fan? I have never dated a super fan. Like, dating a super fan is my actual nightmare. I do not advise dating super fans unless they're maybe super rich, and then I'd make the exception. I guess if you're a super fan and you're going to slide into my DMs, throw your credit card statement in there, your bank account, whatever it may be. If you're a super fan and you're rich, I might date you. That's just the truth. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Trenton is actually in the Sauna of Secrets. Their FaceTime relationship is actually about to become real life because Trenton is moving into the chalet.
That is some stalker stuff.
You just use the perfect word, because this is gonna get weird. I don't know how much they're gonna actually air. It's gonna all outplay next episode. So if it doesn't air the way it happened, I will tell y'all what really happened. Here's another thing. I will never ever go on a show again where they allow a super fan to move in the house. It's gonna be in my contract moving forward. No super fans are allowed to move in this house, because it gets super creepy. We are on some You in the chalet when Trenton moves in. And anyone that watches You on Netflix knows what I'm saying. Yeah, I have no words. Now that Trenton's here, the Tyler and Adore thing is gonna be paused, because Adore is I'm gonna roll with Trenton because I've known him longer than Tyler, which I respect. You wanna kind of figure that out now that you're face to face. As soon as Trenton arrives and Adora brings him into the chalet, LaDemi basically tells Tyler, like, your time's up. It's time for you to go. If Adora don't want you here, you're not staying here. LaDemi, this is shady. Callum is not having LaDemi shade to Tyler. Callum tells LaDemi she's out of line. LaDemi feels some type of way because Callum is supposed to be her brother and he's defending her ex. And woo, this is a mess. I expected LaDemi to buck up more here. I thought she was gonna go in like bad bitch mode. But we learned that LaDemi has a very soft side to her. She doesn't buck up to Callum. She doesn't buck up to the house. She actually got really into her feelings, went up to her room for the rest of the night, and was just not about that life. The next day was very awkward when she woke up because you could just feel all the like sad, negative energy coming from her. And everyone in the house is kind of like, oh, we don't want to deal with that. It was awkward. I mean, y'all saw the kitchen scene. For the record, me and LaDemi in the kitchen in that scene, it looks like we're just staring at each other and then we walk away. We actually had a heart-to-heart and then we walked away. So I wasn't just like staring at her like a psycho. I gave her my advice. I don't remember what I said in that moment, to be honest with you. I'm sure it was really great advice because that's all I do is give good advice. But I don't really know what I said. But whatever I said, I meant it, LaDemi. If you remember, can you text me? Let me know. I'm curious. It is time to go to the ice ceremony, and for the first time ever, all the singles have an ex, so everyone's going to the ice ceremony. And y'all thought we were gonna get a whole episode without having to take out the trash. Yes, all of us knew the truth with Tierney and Sam. Yes, all of us knew that Tierney was not telling Amari the whole truth. All of us in that house knew it was not our business to tell. We had just met Amari. We did not owe him any alliance, any allegiance, any loyalty. All of us in the house were just going to keep our mouths shut and let Tierney handle her relationship the way she wanted to. All of us except one person. Staten Island's trash bag, Nicole Zanata. This bum-ass, half-ass, ponytail-having bitch had the audacity to call Tierney out in the middle of the ice ceremony. Literally just goes in on Tierney. Anyone in that house has the right to maybe speak up except Nicole. It's like the one mother that should keep your mouth shut is always the one chirping. This bitch has done the most in this house, has been way more disrespectful to everyone that she's been involved with, but she has the audacity to give Tierney unsolicited relationship advice. Nicole, you should have just sat there and kept your mouth shut. This is not your business. You do not have the right to give this advice, and no one is listening. Let's just remove the trash from the episode, and hopefully we see no more of Nicole the remaining time on the peak. And let's just say that was Nicole versus Tierney, round 1. There's another round coming your way. Spoiler alert, Niall gets his way, Allie caves, and Carlos is voted out of the chalet, not Tyler. LaDemi and Callum argue again at the ice ceremony, and this time Georgia still chirps in. Of course, you know Georgia's gonna defend her man, but Georgia makes the comment that LaDemi's being immature, and it's like, girl, you threw a whole tantrum last week when Paris arrived, walking around asking everybody in the house who's prettier, you or her. So Georgia still, you need to be quiet with Nicole right now, because you don't have any room to talk about LaDemi, because what LaDemi's doing this week, you did last week. It is the last ice ceremony, so you would probably assume that no more exes are coming. Spoiler alert, we're getting another ex or two. This peak is not done. The snow has not melted. It is not time for us to go home, and there's still a lot to come, so we'll be right here with the recaps. Now that the recap is out of the way, it is tea time. I told y'all about Ryan and Magdalena not really leaving New Zealand, pretending like they had went home, everything was fine, and now they came back. Ryan and Mag did not like that I spoke the truth, and they both decided to attempt to come for me on Instagram with their little comments. Here's the thing, you can come for me all day, every day. I don't care. Do not come for these recaps where I have done nothing but told the truth. All of my cast members have said on various platforms that everything Jimmy says in her recap is true. Last week, I took it easy on Ryan and Mag. I didn't really tell y'all the whole story out of respect for them. But since they want to play this game, we can play this game. So now you're going to get the whole truth, starting with that fake emergency. And yes, you heard me correctly, fake emergency. And Magdalena, you know this is what you told me in that bathroom, and I swear to God, if you try to act like this is a lie, I will catch a flight to Wisconsin and snatch those extensions out of your head. So let's just start there. Me and Magdalena are in the bathroom because Magdalena spends about 8 hours in the morning in the bathroom. So I was showering, she was getting her makeup done. There are no cameras, there are no microphones because we're in the bathroom. And Magdalena is freaking out. And I'm like, girl, what's wrong? And she's like, me and Ryan had sex last night and now he's freaking out that it's gonna look bad for his brand and he had to call his agent and I'm scared he's gonna wanna go home. And I'm like, what? I'm like, worried about his brand? Like, he just his girlfriend and no one cares. Like, y'all are so boring, productions isn't even gonna show that. So Mag tells me that, and then I walk out of the bathroom and I peek out the window and I see Ryan on the phone. Here's the issue with X on the Peak, and I think moving forward, this is what production needs to fix. There should be no private conversations on cell phones. For example, my birthday was in the Peak. I was able to get my cell phone, walk over with a production assistant and call my mom. No one knows what I said to my mom on that phone because it wasn't recorded. There wasn't a camera recording it. Like in a challenge house, if you get a phone call, it's recorded and there's a camera recording you. Ryan goes and calls his agent and then comes back with this emergency. I thought the timing was very interesting. Our family members and our agents can get in contact with us. For example, if something happened, my mom knew who to call because they have production's numbers. So if there's an emergency, why wouldn't his agent call him? Why would his agent wait for him to call? That doesn't add up. 2 + 2 is 4, and that's not equaling 4. But I kept my mouth shut because I didn't have enough information at the time. What I did had the information that Mag shared in the bathroom with me. I got confirmation from someone in production that I trust that it was in fact a fake emergency. I don't know how much production really knew at the time or if they didn't find out until later. I can't speak on all of that. I can speak on someone in production did confirm that it was in fact a fake emergency. Okay, but that's not the only thing he faked, right? Was he even on American Idol? So let's talk about that. Ryan claim to fame is that he was on American Idol. My friends, now my family, over at Reddit did some digging, and it has been confirmed that Ryan, in fact, never made it to a live taping of American Idol. Did he audition for American Idol? Yes. Just like a lot of you auditioned for The Real World. Doesn't mean you were on The Real World just because you went to an audition. You know who was on American Idol? Adore. Do you know how we know Adore was on American Idol? Because there's footage. Production, and this was also confirmed, asked Ryan to produce footage of him on American Idol so they would have it. You know, like when they show your little package, there's Adore on RuPaul's Drag Race. There's me on the challenge. There's Laurel on the challenge. He would not produce any of this footage to production because it did not exist. That is fraud behavior, if you ask me. Like, you had all of us believing that you were on American Idol, up there singing for Simon Cowell, and you were in fact never on American Idol. So now we know that you're a fraud. Let's get to Mag because it's all gonna tie in because bad people hang out together. When the drama happened with us on Instagram and I made the Instagram story, a lot of new tea came into my DMs. I did not ask anyone for tea. The tea was brought to me through people I do not know. I am just gonna tell you the information that I was provided and you can choose what to believe and what not to believe. On Monday, a girl slid in my DMs and she did not follow me, so it's not like she's a fan. It's not one of these stan accounts. It is someone that did not follow me. She said that she wanted to remain anonymous, but she grew up with Magdalena and knew Magdalena for years. She asked me if I was aware about their clothing brand, Cuffing Season. When you click on Cuffing Season, they have about 200,000 followers. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that these followers are bought, those likes are bought. That's fine. A lot of businesses buy followers and buy likes. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's tacky, but there's nothing wrong with it. The girl that chose to remain anonymous then proceeded to tell me that Magdalena has owned numerous online businesses such as Cuffing Season and that there are scam alerts about every one of her businesses, and she just casually changes the name when these scam alerts pop up. She literally apparently is out here scamming people, whether she's not shipping orders, whether she's saying that something is made in the US, but it's actually from China. Let me make it real easy, break it down for you. That girl sent me a bunch of pictures of their cuffing season coats that they're selling for $200, $300, $400. And then that girl sent me the exact same item on AliExpress, the China company that we all know about, where that same merch was going for $29, $30. Mag did not even switch up the photos. They used the same stock photos. This girl provided me, y'all, receipts on receipts on receipts. Again, this is all allegations. I saw the proof of her having all the different business names and all the scam alerts. I will share all of those receipts on Twitter. The girl gave me permission to. I will share all the information with y'all once this recap is posted, and you can decide what you think about their brand, the cuffing season. If you're gonna be a scammer, if you're gonna be a fraud, put some effort into it. She even said that she reached out to Ryan to explain to Ryan, like, hey, Magdalena's business is a scam. She's been doing this for years, blase, blase. And Ryan simply blocked her. That's when she realized that Ryan was just as bad as Mag, and they are actually both fake as I mean, at least the fake bitches are dating each other. And y'all, we're not even done. What I'm about to talk about is not going to air on next week's episode. I want to 100% confirm with y'all, it is not because MTV is trying to protect Mag. That is not the case at all. This scene that happened simply did not fit into the storyline. With a show like Ex on the Beach, Peak of Love, everything needs to fit in the storyline in order to air. I know this is not my story to tell. I had every intention of reaching out to LaDemi and asking her if I could share this story and this incident on this recap. Before I could even reach out to LaDemi, she texts me. I want you to speak on it on the recap. I still can't believe she did all that when I never opened up to her, and it was in front of Sam and Niall, two people that at the time didn't know anything. LaDemi is basically confirming that she never spoke to Mag about her transition, and then Mag had the audacity to bring it up in front of two guys in the house that had no clue. So let's start there. It is the last night of party night. Long story short, the singles before the exes arrived all played a game of spin the bottle or whatever, and LaDemi and Ryan kissed. It was a simple kiss in a game. It wasn't a kiss on a date. It wasn't an intimate kiss. It was simply a kiss. Magdalena got so pissed off because, these are her words, not mine, Ryan kissed a man. And we were all like, I know, little Miss Godly church going Magdalena did not just have the audacity to say that to LaDemi, the Beyonce of the house. You know what? People are ignorant. People are ignorant. So let's maybe give you a benefit of the doubt. And LaDemi attempted to give her the benefit of the doubt. And Magdalena then proceeded to say, I am not going to argue with a man in a dress. That is what she said to LaDemi. Let's be very clear. LaDemi had never spoke to Mag about her transition. Magdalena is now outing LaDemi in a room full of people where half of these people don't truly know about LaDemi's transition. LaDemi is way softer than people realize. She was shattered. I could not imagine how she felt in this moment. I've been in moments where I've been embarrassed in front of a room full of people. It happened to me on a challenge. No one knew how to react because this is just something we didn't expect in this house. This house had been such a beautiful house of just open people, and you see how Callum accepts everybody. You see that Marlon's so open with his sexuality. We're just living in a house that felt too good to be true because everyone accepted each other, and then we realized that it's a cold world, and Magdalena is one of those people, and it's not okay. I don't care that she was upset that LaDemi and Ryan kissed. LaDemi is more woman than Magdalena will ever be. LaDemi is the definition of a strong, powerful female. And for Magdalena to try to take that away from her, when I think it had to do with jealousy, I think Magdalena knew that LaDemi was a bad bitch, and I think she was very jealous of her, and I think she's ignorant. You just don't say that. I could sit here and call Mag all the words that I want to call her, but the thing is, she crossed the line. You know, LaDemi felt like this house was a safe space. LaDemi was able to be herself in this house because none of us stood for that behavior, the transphobia behavior. that Magdalena represented that night did not represent anyone in the peak except her and Ryan, because Ryan's attached to her and Ryan stood by her through this behavior. Mag and Ryan do not represent this season. Ryan's no better than Mag, and I knew from the beginning he had everyone in that house fooled except me and Marlon. And me and Marlon would joke all the time, he's a huge Trump fan. No wonder he's the way he is. And that has now also been confirmed. So I'm not surprised. Here are his tweets. He is a Magna bro and he hashtagged it himself and he's claiming that title. Ryan, you are no longer the PA because you're fired. You're the clown on the house. You are a clown. Your girlfriend's a fraud in her business. She makes disrespectful, transphobic comments to one of the best people in this house. Ryan and Mag, y'all are canceled for the remainder of this season. As I mentioned at the beginning, I had no intentions of going into this much detail about Ryan and Mag. They chose to continuously not tell the truth after I said what was the truth. I stand by my truth in these recaps. Everything that I tell you in these recaps are the truth. I felt the need to do this because I always feel the need to just share the truth with y'all. Good, bad, happy, or sad. Y'all that watch these recaps deserve to know the truth. And there you go. You have the truth. As this recap shows, you better always keep it real because I always keep the receipts. Cheers, y'all.